Hey y'all, welcome back to the Chatty Ree Show. So I'm here to give you guys another review on the assassination of Gianni Versace, the American crime story. So we're going to jump straight into it. Tonight was a really good episode. It just basically showed us how fucking crazy Andrew was, how psychotic he really is. Um Tonight they didn't touch on anything with Gianni or Donatella or anything like that. Today, it gave us more of a background history of like other people that he's killed and other things that he's done. And just like kind of more of an insider into his life just a little bit. And it gave us more of a background, which I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, everything is going to connect together. It's going to be like a domino effect. So let's just jump straight into the review. Um, it starts off April 27th, 1997, at this guy's house named David. He lives in Minneapolis. Shout out to Prince, rest in peace, all that good stuff. You know, we not even. I was about to go in on Justin Timberlake. Wrong video, wrong time. Anyway, um, so Andrew is with this dude named David. David is a rich architect. He lives in like this like mansion loft or whatever, and David has let Andrew stay with him. So it starts off with you see him on the phone. I guess he just got like a call about like this major promotion or deal or something that he signed with somebody, whoever or whatever, which was really cool. He gets off the phone. The next thing you see, Andrew walks up to him and he apologized. They apologized to each other about the argument and whatever argument they had, and like, oh, let's move past this. Let's forgive each other. Basically, they're either dating or a couple. They never said if they were a boyfriend or not, or like what the case may have you. But Andrew lived with him, and they were, like talking like they were dating or something. So, next thing you know, the doorbell rings, and it's this guy named Jeffrey. So he goes, "Who was that?" David goes, "Who was that?" And he was like, "It's Jeffrey." And he's like, "Serious? I got work to do. Like, I can't deal with this tonight." And he was like, "Oh, he's only coming up for a second." And he sits down and was like, Jeffrey was like, not Jeffrey. Andrew was like, "So you're not gonna go open the door for him?" So he was like, "Besides, you should go open the door. It'll give y'all time to talk about me." So he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, "No, go open the door because it'll give you guys time to talk about me." Basically let him know, like, if you go open the door for him, you're going to talk shit. But by the end of the episode, that was a whole setup. We're going to get into that too. So next thing you know, he comes back upstairs with Jeffrey, and fucking David goes to sit on a couch, and you got Andrew standing there with a hammer, and in the blink of an eye, he just went the fuck off and murdered Jeffrey. He hit him with the hammer like 50 times, and David was just sitting there in such shock, like he didn't know what to do because it caught him off guard. He wasn't expecting him to do that. He just like went in on him. So that was crazy. So next thing you know, we get to a scene where basically Jeffrey is keeping David locked up in the house with the dead body in the house. He's keeping him locked up. He puts him in the shower, washes the blood off of him, tell him that they're going to be together. And he's basically like, "What? You're crazy. You need to call the cops. Let me call my dad. Let me do something." And he won't let him. So he's basically at this point kidnapping him and holding him hostage. So then we get to a scene where he goes outside, but people is noticing him, and he's not having the same behavior that he had. So when he says to Andrew, "Let's go back in the house." So they go back in the house, and next thing you know, his boss comes because he didn't show up to work. And the boss is like, he would never just do a no call, no show. Something's wrong. So the landlord or the person who owns the place they are staying at is banging on the door, no answer, but the dog is barking. So he tries to run to the door, and Andrew grabbed him and was like, if you want to be alive, I suggest you shut the fuck up and stay away from the door. So they end up sneaking out the window or some shit, getting in the car and pull off. So at that point, the landlord and his boss let themselves in. They're walking around the apartment. They find the dead body of Jeffrey because they never got rid of the body. So they call the cops. The cops come in, investigating, looking around, looking at the body, blah, blah, blah. She asks, what do they look like? They gave a brief description of the two guys. And the cops, in their mind, thinks that Jeffrey is Andrew because the lady said that a guy named Andrew was living there with black hair. So they think Jeffrey is Andrew and they think David killed Andrew. But not knowing that it's a guy named Jeffrey that Andrew just killed, and now he kidnapped David. I know the names are a little bit confusing. I know that was just all confusing, but whatever. So we get this scene where basically David and his father are hunting. So David's clicked out. Like he's seen somebody get murdered in front of him. It was gruesome, so he clicked out. So he's daydreaming about when his father used to take him hunting and like encouraging words that his father used to say to him. And next thing you know, that he snaps out of it, and him and Andrew are sitting there, and Andrew's telling him this fantasy about how they're about to cross the border to Mexico. They're going to be together. He knows this dude in Chicago that would give them a loan, and they could start their lives all over. And David's looking at him like, nigga, I'm not starting my life over with you. Like, no, that is not going to happen. I'm trying to go to the cops to have your ass arrested. So that happened. The cops go back to the house with a search warrant because they had to leave the first time because they didn't have a search warrant and they were in the house illegally. So they had to leave the crime scene how it was, go get a search warrant, and come back. They came back, and then that's when the investigator had told the boss that your friend is the murderer and he killed Andrew. So they don't even know that who's what and who is who at this point yet. So next thing you know, we jump to a scene where Andrew and David are at a bar. This is the part that pissed me off so bad and why I feel like David got what he deserved at the end. Andrew was sitting at a table. Andrew let David go to the bathroom. David got to a window, and at first I was like screaming at the TV like, no, like David, he's going to catch you. Bashed out the bathroom window, had free range to jump out the window and be set free. This dummy stopped, left back out the bathroom, and went and grabbed Andrew's hand. And I was like, what the fuck kind of dumbness is this? I was like, what? Why would you go back and you just got set free? So I don't know. Y'all put something down in the comments. Tell me what y'all thought about that. I thought that was the dumbest fucking shit ever. I was so annoyed. Like, what? Like, who goes back? I was confused. So, next thing you know, after that, we get a scene where David is talking to his dad. He's telling him about the war he won in school or whatever. And he tells his dad that he's gay. And his dad basically was like, look, I'm not happy about it, whatever, but just know I'm your dad and I love you from here to the end of this world. I don't agree with what you choose for your life, but I love you. So that's never going to change. He wakes up from that flashback and Andrew is basically missing. So Andrew then went off and ran off somewhere. So he decides that he's going to go run off or try to run off barefoot. And then Andrew comes out of nowhere from behind a tree with a gun. So they get back in the car, pull off, and they end up at this breakfast spot. So David is basically talking about when they first met. Like, you remember when we met? And they're going back and forth about their first encounter with each other. And at first I'm like, oh, so now you reminiscing about when y'all first met, the happy times. Then right after that, David just kind of like and you're a fucking liar. Like, he just snapped into it, like, and after all these years we've known each other, you're still a liar. You're a liar. I remember when I wanted to be like you, when I wish you would have gave me time, like reminiscing about all this stuff, but basically calling him out on his shit. But you got Andrew sitting here like in his head, like, I love you, like we're gonna be together, and then like he's like, you just can't admit that you're a liar, that you did this. So that all that had happened, that went down. So they're back on the road, and Andrew is pissing David off. So David starts talking back to him, tries to like steer the car off the road. David puts a gun to him and was like, not David, I'm sorry, Andrew puts a gun to David and was like, you're driving me crazy, basically. We could have been together. We had a plan. I'm going to kill you. So he pulls the car over into this dirt road, gets out the car, pulls David out the car, pulls him into this woods, trees, or whatever the case may have you. And he's like, beg for your life. Beg for your life right now. So he's down there begging for his life, begging for his life. And Andrew's like, that's not convincing. You're not convincing me. And so at one point he gets up and was like, please, we need to go to the police, this and that, that and that. And Andrew was just not trying to hear that shit. The part that pissed me off so bad about this is David starts running through the trees and Andrew shoots. Now, it shows that he got away because he ran in this trailer, but then I knew it wasn't real because it jumped into a flashback of when his dad gave him the tea in the beginning of the show when they were talking, and he gave him the tea when they were hunting. So right after that, it jumps back into a flash where Andrew shot David. Goes on top of him. David was still alive, breathing, basically begging, holding his hands up like this. Andrew shot him right in his left eye, and then had a nerve to get down in the fucking dirt with him and cuddle him like they were laying in a bed together. I said, what kind of psychopath shit is this? Man, I don't know how much of this is true, and I know they gotta add extra stuff in for effects, but that nigga is crazy. Like, I don't know, guys. Y'all let me know. I enjoyed tonight's episode. So far, I'm enjoying this whole American Crime season. It's been really good. Next week, we're going to get back to all the Gianni Versace stuff and all the Donatella stuff. They'll be back in. But like I said, this week, I guess it was just more so us getting a little bit more of a background of, I guess, other people that he killed and things like that. It was a really good episode. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to give you guys a special review next week. So look out for that. And I will see you guys soon. Continue to watch, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Chatty Reese. Make sure you guys subscribe here at Chatty Reese. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. I gotta be to work. 5 o'clock, get up for work, 5 o'clock in the morning. The Phillies, I'm from Philly, and the Eagles won, and I live where they're having a parade at, and it's just a mess, y'all. So, yeah, I'm about to go, and I just came in from work. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.